Welcome to Credibly Explains. My name is Chad Cohen. I'm the Vice President of Sales at Credibly. The purpose of Credibly Explains is to help simplify topics for our merchants to help them better navigate the environment. Today's topic, missing payments, defaults, and how to make sure that you as the merchant come up with the best outcome possible. Before you even take out financing, understand what you're getting yourself into. You're going to have a contract. There's going to be terms. Understand how much money you're taking, what the payment structure is, and how frequently it's coming out of your checking account. Analyze all your other expenses that you might have and determine if this is something you can afford throughout the time of the loan or advance that you're accepting. Be aware that no one expects to have payment problems. That being stated, there's some things you can do to prepare yourself and try to avoid these things from happening in the first place. Be aware of your finances on a daily and weekly basis. Have an emergency fund. You never know when bad things are going to happen, and most of the time they're out of your control. That being stated, if you have an emergency fund, you can stomach something poor happening that you didn't even plan on. Or sometimes it's a seasonality issue that you know is coming, so you prepare yourself by having cash to make sure that you can still service all the debts that you might have waiting for a strong season to come. Now, first of all, if you do miss a payment or know you're going to, don't panic. First thing you want to handle, make sure that your next payment, whenever it comes, is taken care of, so the problem doesn't get any worse. Step number 2, reach out to your lender and work out a payment plan to restructure and catch back up. Now, if you unfortunately find yourself in a position where you start to miss payments, there's a couple steps you want to take to minimize the damage. First of all, communication. That is, without question, the most important thing. Always attack the elephant in the room, right? If you avoid your problems, they're simply going to get worse, and this is no different. If you communicate with your lender, you can understand their tolerances and what they will allow to help you restructure your finances so you can get on good standing with them. They might provide something as a temporary deferment. Now understand, that's going to be temporary, but they will help you, give you time to restructure your financial life so that you can work with them more clearly. They might reduce payments for a short time. They might give you a longer time to do a payment deferment, so again, that you can restructure your life. Now understand, every lender is different, so the tolerances of each lender are different. That is why it is so important to communicate with them and understand what options you have before finding a solution. Now, at some point, you might hear about a product called debt consolidation. What this is taking on additional financing to pay up all your debts, give you one payment as opposed to multiple payments you might have at this time. Now, in theory, this might seem like a good idea. However, there are many challenges to be wary of before you entertain taking on such a product. Now, there are some good products. For example, if you got an SBA loan that was long-term at low rate that allowed you to reduce your payments while not adding a tremendous amount of additional cost, this is something that can really benefit you or your business. Debt consolidation often comes when people are struggling to make their payments. To be honest with you, many of the products offered simply cost so much money. You're already struggling to meet your debt obligations. Adding more debt on top of this is not the right solution. It is super difficult to qualify for really strong debt consolidation programs when you are struggling to make the payments that you already have, which leaves you with products that are not near as efficient. There are hidden fees. In addition, many debt consolidation companies ask you to reduce your payment structure with your original lenders. This could put you in breach of contract with your original lender and cause you just a tremendous amount of legal hassles that certainly make this product not necessary, and there are better solutions that are available to you other than this. I encourage you to really look deeply before you get involved with any debt consolidation offer. I think a better solution, as opposed to running to a debt consolidation company, is again, like we stated at the outset, communicate with your lender. They might be able to provide you an option that is far superior to taking on more debt and more risk through one of these companies. Your lender is going to provide you a pathway so that you can right-size not only your present problems, but previous issues as well, so you can get back on good standing and build a future with a financial partner. Now, one thing you should never do is go dark or ghost. First of all, you can get stuck with major issues on personal guarantees to your personal property. You can have legal action or judgment against you, your business, or your property. And 3, collections procedures. Now remember, most lenders have had issues with folks in the past, so they have extensive legal departments and they're professionals at collecting. The best way to get through this, as I stated earlier, is communication. talk to your lender, honestly explain to them what you're going through, and work with them to find a solution that works for both of you. Now remember, you have options. You have plenty of options, to be honest, until you go silent. Okay? Once you go that direction, then you limit your options. Default is not a foregone conclusion. It only becomes the answer for you when you stop communicating. If you're fortunate enough to work with someone like Credibly, we have a team here that's there to simply work with you to make sure that you and your business can thrive moving forward and provide solutions to problems so this does not become a problem that you can't move beyond. Again, thank you so much for hearing me. My name is Chad Cohen. I'm the Vice President of Sales at Credibly, and this has been Credibly Explains.